Hello again everyone and welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be sprinting a mile away from my comfort zone and building the Tokyo60 from drop. The box is pretty on brand for drop, nothing crazy or special, but it gets the job done. Inside the box you'll find the keyboard, a little bag of accessories including the stabilizers that I was unaware came with this board, a braided USB-C cable and a really ugly silver color, case and plate screws, some rubber feet, and a screwdriver for the case screws. And finally the PCB that features 5-pin hot swap, underglow for the acrylic diffuser if you get it, and the option for perky lighting, but you'll have to solder those in yourself. I also really like the design on the PCB, it just adds a little extra flair. As for the keyboard case, it's made of all CNC'd aluminum with a 5-degree typing angle, chamfered edges, and an integrated plate. Unsurprisingly, I got the all black colorway, but there is some color mismatch between the two pieces. In certain lighting, the top case has a green tint to it. The case has a pretty simple design with zero branding anywhere. The bottom case is very thin. All of the shape and weight of this keyboard comes from the top case. And that's about it. Not much to it at all, but there is nothing wrong with simple. I, however, apparently don't like simple. Let me show you why. Following along with the Tokyo60's attempt to be simple, the HHKB layout only uses 3 stabilizers. Since backspace and right shift are split, all we need are 2 2U's and a 7U. I lubed up a set of Durox because, I didn't read enough to see that this came with stabs in the box. Screwed them in place and proceeded to make this more difficult than it was meant to be. I then hit it with the Tempest tape mod to add a little character to the switches. Just 2 layers because there's not a lot of space and I'm gonna add some dampening underneath. So integrated aluminum plates are pretty notorious for being pingy, and this keyboard's no exception. It's probably one of the most vocalized flaws about it, so I took the plate foam from my GMMK Pro and cut it down to size to fit in here. I knew it was a good idea just to keep it in the box. Now I don't like to admit it, but this took me way longer than it should have since this layout is so different, but I got there eventually. Since this is a top mount board, I just went ahead and threw the PCB in, and since we're here, I'll just throw in the switches too. For this one, I'm using Cherry MX Hyperglide Blacks, lubed with 205 grade 0. Once again, thanks to the brilliant mind of Keyboard, I swear I've shouted him out in like 3 videos now, biggest brain in the hobby, I bought some kill mat to throw into the bottom case because this is loud. Seriously, just listen to this baby sing. Ping. Luckily, this stuff was super easy to handle. Just cut it to shape, stick it on, done and done. And just listen to it now. It sounds a million times better. Instantly fixed. Next we just line it all up, screw in the case screws, and get to the best part. To keep up the illusion of simple, I got this really nice set of white on black double shot PBT keycaps in the cherry profile from Divinity. The set is only $55, on sale for $50 at the time of writing this. It has amazing kitting and the legends are very crisp. Some of the modifiers have some slight wonkiness, but I only really notice it when I really look for it. And that's it. This is my overly complicated build of the Tokyo60 from drop. Alright, so what do I think about this board? For 160 USD, I think this board falls very short of the price point, especially in today's market. When you have boards like the Keychron Q1 and Q2 for around the same cost, and then the NK87 and 65 entry editions for far cheaper, all of which punch well above their price point, which makes it really hard to recommend something like this. The Tokyo60 follows a very similar path to the drop Alt, Control, and Enter, where they once shined in a market void of in-stock custom kits. They now fall so far behind in the competition in terms of both features and quality. Compared to the Alt, Control, and Enter, the Tokyo60 does have south-facing 5-pin switches, but that's where the advantage stops. It's an integrated plate design and a keyboard that is just full of ping. It doesn't even come with any foam. My top and bottom cases had mismatched finishes, and the two pieces don't even fit together properly. I mean, just listen to this. I hear that every single time I put the keyboard down. Unless you're dying to try out the HHKB layout, I'd pass this keyboard up. You can get much more for the money today. And don't get me wrong, I love Drop. They're one of the only places you can get in-stock GMK keycap sets, along with a ton of other unique and fun keycap sets. They host group buys, they sell switches, stabilizers, and tons of other accessories. It's just that when it comes to their in-stock keyboard kits, they've failed to keep up with the market and the community. If they want to keep being a player in respects to custom keyboard kits and cases, they need to modernize their selection. And I would love to see them do it. Also, I understand why people have their hyperglides broken in. It is Scratch City over here. Anyway, if you made it to the end of my rant about luxury aluminum rectangles, thank you so much. If you liked me overcomplicating what should be simple things, drop a like and tell me why in the comments. If you're not already and you'd like to keep up with my content, hit the subscribe button. We just crossed the 50 sub mark and I'm looking at that 100 sub milestone next. Thank you all for stopping by. I hope you enjoyed and I'll see you in the next one.